This podcast is brought to you by Nectar.
Hi, I'm Jia Yong. I'm a clinical psychologist. I work primarily with children and adolescents with neurodevelopmental conditions or mental health conditions. Today, I'd like to share with you about mindfulness, what mindfulness is, and why it could be helpful to practice mindfulness. We often go through life like a computer program running on scripts. Everything happens automatically. When we wake up in the morning, we go brush our teeth, we shower, we change, we go to work, come back from work, and then go to sleep. And the next day, everything repeats. Let's just reflect on how we got about our day this morning. What was the color of the sky? Who did you meet? And how do you interact with that person? Chances are that your mind was full of other things when you were doing all of those things. Your mind was probably thinking about what happened yesterday, planning what to do today, and worrying about tomorrow. And that's what our mind has adapted to do by instinct. When we're angry, we fight. When we're scared, we run away. And when we're sad, we ruminate and we worry. It's like holding a glass of water. It may be light, and holding it for just a while may not be a problem. But if we hold on to it for a few more minutes, perhaps our arms may start to ache. And if we hold on to it for an hour or more, we may notice ourselves trembling. Even though the weight of the water hasn't changed, but it is because we keep holding on to it and not realizing that we've been holding on to it for so long, and that's what makes it debilitating. Until it comes at the expense of our relationships, wasted opportunities, and our own mental well-being. And even when we notice the cost of these actions, it is often too hard to break away from these scripts. Mindfulness is the act of consciously and deliberately focusing on the present moment without judgment of our thoughts, without trying to control or to get rid of these thoughts and feelings. This allows us the space to be free from these scripts and instincts so that we may finally be able to pursue what's important. Today we'll be practicing two core skills of mindfulness. The first is observing, and the second is describing. In the first skill, observing is the act of attending to the event and our internal processes, like our emotions, our thoughts, and behavioral urges, even if they are painful. To be able to take a step back, pause, and just notice what's happening, like a curious scientist, as if you're experiencing it for the first time. In the second skill, describing is the act of labeling the external events and our internal processes, and in so doing, be able to communicate and process these internal events. And realizing that we exist outside of our thoughts and feelings, that we are not their puppets.
Now that you know what mindfulness is, join us in our next episode where we go through an exercise with you.